Okay, for the third session, I will explain to you about the COBIT framework, yeah, control objective on information technology frameworks. So this is very important because from the last explanation from the previous section, I think you already understand about the relation about the COBIT and supporting standard that exists for information system audit works. But how about the COBIT itself? So you need to understand about how COBIT works and what actually won by the COBIT with us as auditors. So based on this, I think you will understand about how the way of the thinking of in the COBIT. So in another way, I want to say that as information system auditor, yes, we have the logical thinking as an information system auditor, and sometimes it's very different with the IT engineers, for example, or IT analysts, yeah, or maybe for engineer, or maybe even the scientific things too, yeah. So it's very important. So I will share to you about the frameworks. Yeah. So this is the COBIT frameworks. The COBIT frameworks is actually described as a very continuous process in the how we implement and organizing the information technology implementation in organization. So in this case, the COBIT is not only just audit tools actually, but also the IT management and operation tools actually. Yeah. So if we follow the COBIT not in the audit perspective, it's mean we want to use this international standard that we want to implement in our organization or in the company. So if we follow this standard, it's mean our company organization is in the track in the global or international level. So because we will have a lot of items that we need to have in the information technology implementation, and the level will be good enough for us be recognized as global standards. Yeah. So in the COBIT framework itself, it will be conceived of the governance objective. So you can see in here in the middle circles, the governance objective of the information is actually these keywords, yeah, from the efficiency, effectiveness, compliance, reliability. So it's mean we want, with using the standard, we want to enhance the quality of the information technology implementations, not only just automation or maybe digitalization, but also how we can reach the efficiency, effectiveness, compliance, and reliability of information technology in a company, especially when we need to deal to support the business process. And also in the same way, we need to have to achieve the integrity, availability, and confidentiality of the information technology itself. So if we need to have the information, of course, we need the IT resources as our main engine to push the company to have a good information technology support. So in here's like application, information, infrastructure, people need to manage in these frameworks. Yeah. So how to manage all these IT resources to achieve this information and governance objective? Yeah, we need to have a workflow. We need to have a step-by-step procedures. The first procedure is we know about the plan and organize. I has explained before, but in here I want to clear more that plan and organize is like a process that company, if they want to have a good and appropriate plan organized in the information technology organization, they need to have and define a strategic IT plan. COBIT define the good plan and organized domain is consists of at least 10 processes from the strategic IT plan, information architecture, technology direction, IT processes, organization and relationship, IT investment, communicate management aim and direction, IT human resources, manage quality, manage IT risks, and manage projects. So, of course, it will be developed in many with the process currently. because COBIT itself now establishing the new standard, new version of standard. So we need to follow it. But the most important thing, you need to understand how the things, yeah. So you can see in here from the PO1 until PO10 actually is a process. We cannot jump have a good minutes project without have the IT strategic plan. And the IT strategic plan cannot only a single document or single standard that we need to have in plan organization, because without information architecture and another parameter or a process, it's very impossible we have a good and appropriate plan organizations. Yeah, it's same with the acquire and implement. So the acquire implementation is focusing is how the organization have capability to have a process when they need to acquire and implement the IT solution. So to have the good and appropriate one, you need to identify automated solution. We need to acquire and maintain application software. We need to acquire and maintain technology infrastructure, enable operation and use, and then IT resources, manage change, and also install and accredit solution and change. And we need also the deliver and support. Yeah, this is very important too. This is the third process, the main third process on the IT organization. So in the deliver and support, if we want to have a good deliver and support, we need to define and manage service level, manage third-party service, manage performance and capacity, ensure continuous services, system security, identify and allocate costs, educate and train user, manage service desk and incidents, manage configurations, manage problem, manage data, physical environments, and also manage operation. So in every single process, it's very flowing, and we need to use it. And another way is monitor and evaluate. We need to have monitor and evaluate IT performance, evaluate internal control, ensure compliance with external requirement, and provide IT governance. So when you see this one, it's very complete puzzle. So the puzzle is have the order. So we need to follow the order. So very easy for us as information system auditor. If we want to go to the company and we want to do something in the company, we can see this landscape as our main parameter. So yeah, for example, when we go to in the first time go to the company, we can ask, do you have a framework or maybe a general plan for your IT information implementation organization? So we can ask from every process from the plan and organize. We can ask about, do you have a strategic IT plan? If you have, what form your IT strategic plan? Is it document or presentation or video or something? And then what is the content? And then we assess about the quality and the reliability of the strategic plan. So this is very important. So this is the first need to understand about how the framework works. Yeah. And second is in the frameworks, we will have several layers here. The first layer is IT processes. Yeah, this is, you can see in here the PO1, PO2, PO3, and etc. is the IT process. The plan organized is domain. In every process, we have a two main component. The first is key control, and then the second is key performance. The key control is, this is the step-by-step process that we need to follow to ensure that the process of the IT will be on the right way when we implement. So if the question is very simple. If we want to have a good managed third-party services, you need to have this key control. We identify and categorizing supplier service, mitigating supplier risk, measuring the supplier performance. So we need to achieve this one. So if we have this one, at least we will have a good managed third-party services. And to know about this parameter, we will have a key performance. This is the number of the key performance indicator to show the level that we have on this key control. For example, number of user compliant due to contracted services, percent of major supplier meeting clearly defined requirement and service level, and major supplier subject to monitoring, for example. So it will be the number that we can use for to achieve this one. In every processes, we will see a lot of a lot of key control and performance. So you need to take a look in the our facilities of learning. In the log, I already uploaded the standard of the COBIT. You can see in there, and then you can find this perspective. Hopefully, you want to download it, and then you can see the parameter of each of the processes. So it's mean this is the very important how the auditors need to understand about the how the things of the COBIT. Yeah, when the IT process that we has discussed previously, PO1 until PO10 and so on, this is the IT process. So that we need to control and manage the IT process, and then the IT process will be support and satisfy the business requirement. Yeah, and then it will be and the business requirement will be satisfied because enabled by the control statement, and then we need to considering the control practices. So this is where like how the things. So as professional, I think you can see in here that this is the how the things of the the standard way. Yeah. So when we take a look about the IT component, for example, it's mean you need to understand about what it actually the things when when take a look about the IT control itself. It's not only just about the updated or the good IT approach today, but also when we decide, for example, using the big data for our university, for example, what actually in the IT process that we want to consider, what are the focus on it, and then what to satisfy for business requirement. This is help for us for our academic process, our academic goals, and how to control it, and then how the measurement and the performance on it. So yeah, of course, we can directly to back to this point of view. Yeah, so when we have the IT process, what is the key control and the key performance? So as auditor, you will have a challenge actually to check all the IT processes exist in the organization. If not, you just need to state that the organization doesn't have these IT processes, so it's mean will be affected to the some resulted. And also we need to have a key control, so you need to take a look the procedure inside the organization, and then you can ask what the performance until now it is very is good enough or not, yeah, something like that. So that would be very important for you. Yeah, so this is about the IT how the COBIT works. Yeah, okay, and I will show you the COBIT. Yeah, wait. Yeah, this is the COBIT 5. This is the COBIT version 5. I think you can access from your the facility in the log. Yeah, I think. And of course, this is maybe not the previous one of the updated one, but you can go to the COBIT and then see what is the go to there and then see what the update. Yeah, but the most important thing how we can see this one. So this is the table of content of the COBIT, yeah, especially the overview and then the principal things and holistic approach and implementation guideline and etc. And also they have a very lot of appendix, yeah. So yeah, we can see in here. So you can see the COBIT have the framework that we discussed. COBIT itself actually have a lot of products, yeah, from the COBIT enabling process. Yeah, they try to produce in the several guideline, a lot of guideline. So this is the framework itself, And then the enabler guideline consists of enabling process as enabling information, and then professional guide, and etc. Yeah, so that will be the current one. Yeah. Yeah, this is the principle. Yeah, the COBIT principle is meeting stakeholder need, of course, covering the enterprise end-to-end, applying single integrated framework, enabling holistic approach, and separating governance from management. So the governance and management is two kind is a difference. Yeah. Okay, and you can see in here, yeah, this is the stakeholder need. Yeah, from the benefit realization, risk optimization, and resource optimization, and etc. So this is will be the things. Yeah. So yeah, this is the how the COBIT enterprise goal is defined into the several point. So this is called the balance scorecard list on the COBIT. Yeah, from financial perspective, customer perspective, internal and learning group. So this will be the very important. Yeah, and then yeah, this is the question for the internal control. I think you can pass. And this is the another point of view covering the enterprise end to end. This is integrated, integrated frameworks. Yeah, of course, COBIT will be integrated frameworks. Okay. Okay, I will keep this one. Yeah, this is the process. Yeah. So this is the main focus of the IT governance and management practices, from the processes, information, organization structure, principle, policies, culture, ethic, behavior, people skills, service, infrastructure, application. So we need to deal about it. Yeah. So that's why in this case, they try to implement into four domain. Yeah, from the line, plan, and organize. APO build will be presented by build, acquire, and implement. Run will be deliver, service, support. Monitor will be monitor, evaluate, and assess. Yeah. Yeah, this is the reference. So you can see in here, this is the reference. What is it? And then creation, and then this is the life cycle approach. Yeah, a lot of page in here, so you need to take a look one by one, and then see what the standard works. Yeah. So that's it for the COBIT. So I suggest you to take a look deep into the standard, and then see what you get the point of the standard. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.